Today, let's focus on the dream memory. Dream memory is a little bit tricky because you have probably noticed already, you wake up in the middle of the night, you remember the dream, sometime a minute or fraction of a second later, you can't even, it's on the tip of your lips, but you can't remember it anymore. It's like diving and you can't find it anymore, diving in your unconscious and you can't grab it anymore. So you know the issue, and it can be fraction of a second, it can be a minute, or you remember a dream very well in the middle of the night, but you wake up in the morning, you only remember that you remember the dream, but you have no access to that memory at all. So it's the beginning of the practice. It's the first thing that we should focus on, is to know that we can remember at least one experience per night, and my advice is to remember at least maybe two is good. Anything beyond 2 dreams per night to remember, it's a good base to work on with the rest of what you are going to learn with me this year. And beginners very often think that you cannot remember a lucid dream or out-of-body experience because it's so amazing. Let me tell you, contrary, you can forget a lucid dream or out-of-body experience, astral projection. So even if you have shifted, it does not mean that you will remember that you have shifted. Hence, we need to focus on your dream memory first before we move to the next step. The good news is that it is very easy to correct. All we have to do is to focus on your dreams. How do we do that? The lazy way of doing it, that's how I do it now over time, is, for example, I wake up in the middle of the night, and before I fall asleep, I rewind, I review the story that I have just lived within the dream state. It doesn't matter if it was a lucid dream or non-lucid dream. I just go action by action, what happened. Often I have to go in reverse because I wake up with the last action. I need to rewind what happened before that. Last night I woke up, I was driving a bus, and I was telling myself what happened before the bus. And it took me a few seconds to remember what it was. So you need to go as far as you can. You need to remember as many anchors in the dream world as possible. Your effort is to remember as much as you can. And then, so again, I'm telling you my lazy way of doing it. And then I wake up later on during the night, and I have second dream. I remember that second dream, and I have to remember the previous one as well. So that becomes a little bit complicated. So I pay the price for being lazy. I tell you what is a less lazy way of doing it. So I pay the price by doing this effort in the middle of the night, and then if you have a third dream, then you have to rewind, remember the first, the second, and the third. You start with the third, and then you remember the first and second. Then you wake up in the morning and you try to remember maybe 5 dreams. So that's a little bit too much. 5, it will be a little bit too much to remember all. But you know, everyone has different memories. So you will choose your own way of how you want to do it. And then during the day, I daydream about what happened at night. So 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I will remember again all the events of the previous night and also the nights before. Sometimes I have some favorite dreams that I remember for a month, you know, flying on a dragon, I will remember for the rest of my life. So re-accessing the memory of the dream state helps you to have a path into the world of dreams and the memory of dreams, because now we know scientifically that the dream memory and waking memories are 2 separate parts in our brain and our psyche. So you, by remembering the dream state, you are re-accessing that part of your brain, hence you are creating a neural path into that region of the brain. So the more you access, the stronger the path, the more neurons will be engaged into that brain region, the stronger the path, the more connections you have, the easier over time is going to be to remember your night shifts into lucid dreams and astral projections. So that's the lazy one, the lazy way of doing it. The less lazy, I have done it for many years, is to take notes in the middle of the night. So how you do that? So I did it for a while with the phone, but the beginning was with a piece of paper, and I would take different crayons with different colors. The reason for that is that I didn't want to on the light, especially if you don't sleep alone, so that is disturbing for your partner, and I didn't want to have too much input of the light into my eyes because I'm a light sleeper, so I don't want to wake up and then I cannot fall asleep. So I will take notes on a piece of paper, big A4 format paper, and I write in the dark. So I can't see what I'm writing. I just know roughly the paper is beginning here, and I take notes. And then when I wake up from the second dream, I change the crayon. It's a different color, because you're gonna write one sentence like this, one sentence like this. So because you have different colors, it's gonna be easier to decipher what you have written. And let me tell you, writing in the middle of the night, you will not recognize your writing. It's gonna be like an alien writing. Tell me about it in the comments, your experience of that. So how you take notes? You don't write the whole dream, but you take just the key points of the dream, or you give names to things. If you were on Mars, just write Mars. You don't write the whole story about Mars. Just say Mars, chief, I don't know, chef, swimming, you know. And then you need to remember why did you write Mars and chief and swimming. And the story will unfold. Okay, it was me meeting the chief, and then we sail, and then we swim, and then the whole story unrolls in front of you. But so you need those little anchors from the dream state for you to unroll the whole story. A little bit like if I tell you the name of the book, and you remember the whole story of the book. So that's the effort you do in the middle of the night by taking those notes just with the key points from the dream state. And then you come back to the same exercise during the day. You need to review the whole story with as much detail as you can. When you have a free moment during the day, just sit down, or you are running, jogging, you know, or whatever you are doing. Give yourself a moment to, I was on Mars, I was sailing a boat, blah blah blah, alien, whatever. But go with as much details as you can. Engage with all the senses. If you have a memory of the sense of smell, remember that. If you have touched something and you remember the texture, remember that. If you heard sounds of something by opening the door, and remember that. If there was a beautiful orchestra, remember how beautiful the music was. What was the feeling of you? You get what I mean. You need all of this, all of that, all of the details with all the 5 senses or more. What more senses means for shifting into other kind of realities, it's a big question. Maybe I need to make a separate video just on that. So as many you need to recover as many anchors as you can to grab into the dream world to increase your dream memory. And then we can start to practice the shift into other state of consciousness realities, shifting into lucid dreams and astral projection. But before that, we need to work on your memory. We need you to remember what do you do in the middle of the night or during your naps in the afternoon. Okay, so that's the deal. If I missed out something, or if you think that something could be improved in what I said in regard to dream memory, and in regard to the itinerary that I have proposed to you, if you want me to include something else inside the videos, let me know. All right, and of course subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the future videos. Okay guys, ciao.